Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for pulling yourselves away from silly string. Jokes aside, I don't like going live when there's other people live, so I apologise. I didn't know he was going to be live when I scheduled this earlier on today, so I apologise for that. I don't like to have clashes with anyone in the prepping community, but we're doing what we're doing. It is what it is. Welcome everybody. 5x5. Thank you. I didn't even ask Evil Girl. You already know the question, so awesome. Thank you very much. You can hear me. Turn your mic up, Mike. Listen, somebody said this to me the other day. There is no way for me to turn it up any more than it already is. Turn your volume up. I don't know what else to do. It is genuinely, it's plugged in, it's up, it is what it is. So I'm going to have to close the Discord because it's going ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding because people are not in the live. They're in the Discord. How rude. Anyway, welcome. Right, so we're going to be talking about potential financial collapse and money stuff. I've put the chat on the screen because I've got notes at the side, so I'm not going to see your chat. So just bear that in mind. I'm going to go through everything. I'm going to talk. I'm going to say my bit. Then I'll try and come back to the chat and pick out comments and stuff like that. So yeah. With that in mind, we will start off. Thank you, Miss Worm's in there as well, and Evil Girl and all my moderators. So they'll keep you in check in the meantime. So feel free to abuse me as much as you want in the chat. I can't see it at the moment. Right. So why we're talking about this is probably the first question initially. And yeah, the national debt's at the highest level since the 1960s. So we already know this country's not in the greatest position financially. We are essentially a rich country when it comes to comparing us against other third world countries, stuff like that. So don't get me wrong, I'm not going woe is me, look at us living in third world poverty, but it does feel like something on the horizon. Inflation and interest rates super high and have been for quite a while. Low economic growth, despite them going, oh, we've had the fastest growth since. If you generalize that over the last 20, 30 years, we've got crap growth, frankly. Corporate distress is another key factor. And this is what happens when Rachel from accounts whacks on the national insurance onto companies and stuff like that and increases company tax and tax the rich as the left-wing agenda goes. What happens is the rich go, well, I'm getting out of here. And we've seen a mass exodus of richer people leaving the country, looking to leave the country, looking to close down businesses. And of course, that puts us in a risk of a complete doom loop where we've no money to do the stuff we need, so we increase taxes, and then people are spending less, which doesn't encourage growth. So then they have to increase taxes, and it goes like this to the point. We're getting to the point now, aren't we, where we're struggling to live. I know firsthand as a one-income household, it's a nightmare. It is physically, you've just got to graft and graft and graft and do whatever you can for as a sideline. Anyone else out there struggling, I feel sorry for you, but this is the reason we prep, right? This is the reason, no matter if I've got £0 in my bank account, I can still keep my family warm, feed them, and stuff like that. What I want from you guys through this is thrifty suggestions, how to save money, how to financially prepare for something like this, and that's what we'll come to at the end. And any super chats and stuff like that, they'll be prioritized because they get automatically starred for me. I need, when JP was on the live, when we did the Scottish Prep Meet, he could go through the comments for me. I need somebody to do that. Right. So that's the stuff that's going on around the country that you already know about. That is, but what's changed this week? Why do this video now? Well, let's have a really quick brief look. And I'm not going to read through pages and pages of stuff. You can Google stuff and find it yourself. I'm just going to give you a rough idea of the headlines we're seeing this week alone. So I'm going to share my screen, make sure I click the right button and share the right screen. That's the one. So this is the UK Parliament just stating when the budget's coming out, which is on Wednesday, the 26th of November. D-Day. This is going to make Liz Truss's mini budget disappear. Nobody's going to even remember it after this, I'm telling you. What's the headline saying? So, The Guardian, UK economy doomed under Labour, says Ryanair chief. There's £1 trillion crash waiting to happen from Funding for the Future from taxresearch.org. Panicking Reeves could cripple economy with 2p income tax hike. The first 50 years. Can't speak. The first in 50 years. She bows to Labour MPs kicking welfare reforms into the long grass. Britain doomed under Labour as wealthy scramble to get the hell out of London. Ryanair boss Michael O'Leary warns. So Ryanair's had this is what I was saying about the corporate distress, people trying to get out of there. You know, they're on a ticking clock now. This is the Telegraph. This is the beginning of the end for both Reeves and Starmer's government. And the Standard, threat of income tax rise grows as Rachel Reeves gives clear signs she will break Labour manifesto pledge. So there you go. We're not going to go and read through the whole thing. You guys can read. I'm not going to condescend you that much. I was just showing you the headlines, and that is this week alone. That's the inspiration behind doing this. So, I mean, there's lots of different things off of this. There's conspiracy theories that they want to do this. This is how they get their Marxist agenda across when we all suddenly become totally reliant on the state because we can't afford to live. If you're pushing a wheelbarrow full of money to buy your bread, it's an issue, right? So the currency crisis, most immediate and dramatic sign would be near total collapse of the pound sterling value. So that's the first biggest thing. We're already seeing crypto dropping and stuff like that across world markets through many different reasons. Sometimes it's because Trump waved a wand and everyone got upset. But watch the pound value collapse. That's going to be one of the biggest things, which in turn has a knock-on effect of a potential banking failure, mass withdrawals, breakdown of the financial system, bank closures, freezing of bank accounts. They simply won't have the money to give you what you've got in your bank. And there's going to be more effects. We'll go on to the effects, but is there a solution? Before we go total doom and gloom, is there a solution? Yes, of course, there's always a solution. A massive bailout from an international body. Like who? Like the International Monetary Fund, which would come with severe austerity conditions, including deep spending cuts and tax rises. Not a conspiracy theory. I'm not doing a conspiracy theory. We haven't been saying this for the last year. Anyway, what are the other effects of this? Mass unemployment, businesses failed en masse due to lack of credit, consumer demand collapses, crippling import costs, unemployment would soar, it already is, to levels unseen since 1930s. Soaring prices and shortages, hyperinflation makes goods unaffordable, disruptions to global supply chains, etc. So shortages of everything, especially like essential goods, fuels and things like that. Medicine is another massive one as well there on the shortages. The housing crisis, there's already a housing crisis, let's be fair, so we can just ignore that point. It's already going, but there'll be a surge in repossessions and homelessness. Private landlords will just sell up. It's the only way, if they've got to sell an entire house so they can buy this week's shopping, you're going to be the last thing on their mind. Erosion of savings and pensions. People's cash savings would be wiped out by hyperinflation. That's just common sense, right? You got £50,000 in the bank right now, can do quite a lot with that. If it's suddenly £1,000 for a loaf of bread, it's suddenly not as good. NHS and social care, which is already on the brink of collapse, they would basically have to completely cut back or even stop public services. They just wouldn't have the funding to do so. And of course, finally, breakdown of law and order, because we just wouldn't tolerate it for that long, right? And infrastructure failure on top of that. So scary. It's really, really scary. And it feels like that sometimes it feels orchestrated, but then you think, who in their right mind would wish this upon a population at all? And I've seen lots of videos about saying this is their plan all along, this is their agenda, this is what they want to do. And maybe to get the bailout from the International Monetary Fund is the way that they take ultimate power, as it were. It's just, yeah, it's scary. I'm looking forward to reading your comments on this one. Definitely, there's 95 comments behind as I'm in my notes at the moment. But we need to talk about preparing. How do you prepare for this? And I'm not talking about wealth preservation. I'm not talking about metals. If you can get precious metals, silvers and golds, brilliant, bonus, 100% a bonus. That wouldn't be my first port of call. I wouldn't be putting any money into precious metals if I didn't have 90 days worth of food at least. Water, other equipment, stuff for civil unrest, stuff for security. It all boils down to that core of prepping we always talk about. I don't want to put any extreme stuff onto you saying, you know, you need to go out and buy weapons and shields and armor and stuff like that. It's not about that. It's about right now we're on a countdown of this way of life we're currently used to. You want to preserve that way of life as much as possible. So what can you buy now to preserve that way of life in the future? There's already 100% food inflation on some items since this time last year. I did a video on it, shopping. 100% in a year, and that's without a collapse. It feels like it's the beginning of the end, doom and gloom. I know that sounds really doom and gloom, but I want it to provoke you into how do we mitigate this as preppers. So we'll go to the comments because we're 110 behind. I've spieled enough. 12 minutes of me talking is enough for my ears, never mind anyone else's. So looking forward to the if I could find the chat. There's the chat. There we go. What's going on in the chat? We've got 2 super chats in there, so we'll go to them first. Just to help things keeping things going. Thank you. It's helping keep the lights on. Much appreciated, Barry there, Brown Coat Prepper. And Evil Girl, a little something towards a couple of tins. Lovely, lovely. I got some interesting new tins actually today. Farm Foods have got a whole Scottish range in, which my Scottish missus had never seen before, so it's not that Scottish, but you know. Right, I'm going to scroll up and see if I can find any comments I've missed and stuff like that. Looks like it might take a breath. I don't like I don't like that bit where I'm presenting. I like the bit where I'm talking to you. That's when I can breathe. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. £9. We're already quids in. I can leave the stream. That's it. £9 for 13 minutes work, minus YouTube's 40%. No, I'm joking. That's not why we do it. Right, let's get past you all saying hello, 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 hello. Mike buy a super soaker saves your life. It would do in a heat wave, definitely. Let's scroll down again. Thrifty suggestions. Make, do and mend. Back to World War II living. Get books on this era. Use free cycle, etc. Look at price comparison websites. Buy in bulk and off season. All top quality advice there from Philip Hull. He's a great member of our community. He's active on the Discord. If you're not, make sure you come and join us. But yeah, that's great. I am looking at a lot of World War II stuff at the moment. I recently did a video touring one of the bunkers and there was a recipe up on the wall. So I'm going to try a few of the recipes. I think they might fall into the prepper mindset and how to make food go further as well. Make, do and mend, definitely. Sewing. Repairing stuff is a lost art and it's so easy to do. You could teach yourself it, you know, and you need to teach yourself these things while we have the internet at our fingertips. J-Law, £5 super chat. Long time since I said hi. I'll pop that up in a second. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciated. Just talk amongst yourselves while I'm scrolling through trying to find comments. I am 100 behind, so I apologise. Bulk buying, coupons, waiting for sales, combining journeys in your car, buying used, selling unused, unwanted items on eBay. This is the process I'm in the middle of at the moment. Yeah, partially to prep a bit more, partially to get Christmas over the line. But there's so much stuff I've accumulated that's like, what will I actually use when it comes down to SHTF? So now I'm on a fine tuning mission. You're going to see very similar videos coming up on the channel soon of bug out bags, grab bags, stuff like that. While I fine tune, I'm going to put them videos out to say, right, I've got rid of all this crap and this is what I need essentially, the very basics of it. But yeah, great advice there. Thank you, John C. I go to charity shops. It's free if you go when it's closed at the outside. No, no, Marty, no. We don't resort to that. You should already be prepared. We just had a damn pandemic, political or not. It's true. It's true. But I think on that front, the level of people's preparedness is usually, I've always said shop to your means. So if you've only ever had a £5 spare a week, a tenner a month, something like that, you can get a bit of extra shopping in. I really do feel like I don't want to pressure anyone into doing anything they can't afford. Do not get me wrong. But if there's something that's going to waste and you can sell it to buy more preps, now would be the time to do that, to go through that bit of home housekeeping. What are you hoarding that you really don't need, that won't help you survive? Because I feel like the country's on a ticking clock. I'm not even looking at world politics. I'm not even looking at World War III and all that lot and all that crap. And I'm not even looking at any of that. Just financially and politically in this country, we're on the brink. So yeah, it's the time to do that. So maybe we all are a bit more prepared because we could put a plan together. But yeah, it's time to do a bit more at this stage, I would say. China probably collapses first, in my opinion. Why is Rachel Reeves doing their accounts as well? Didn't know I was live. I know, yeah, you just sat there on Discord pinging away. You could sell books, DVDs, and Lego at We Buy Books. They even come and collect it for free. Oh, do they? Oh, yes, they do. They sent a courier. I got rid of a load of books at one point. Yeah. Don't get rid of essential books. Make sure but again, this is something you can fine tune. If you're like me and you see like, oh, that's a good prepping book, and you pick it up and you read it, and it's not something that you have to go back to and reference, but it was a good read, time to move it on. This is how we afford an extra tin of beans, 2 extra shells. Lady J, I have that app. Nobody in my area where I can walk to does it. Is that out? Did Lady Freegal? That's the Freegal one, yeah. There's some good ones on there, definitely. If you have some green space, grow some veggies. 100%. Yes, I do need to get on with that bit. I'm out of season now, but the plan is there. I've even got the little pots that you can do, the potatoes, and then there's a window at the side and you can see them and stuff. I've got them. It's all ready to do. It's just time. I'm gonna have to start my own page, Chunky Prepper putting broom with a shroom. Wow. Trust Brian. Work cash in hand as much as possible. If you've got a job, give us a call. I'm a grafter. I will work, no problems at all. True to a degree, Guardian, but if the pandemic woke you up and you are getting prepared rather than fully there, and when it is fully prepared, I don't have a private, fully stocked bunker. Yeah, it's a never-ending hobby. We'll call it a hobby for the argument's sake. UK will go first. We don't have the world reserve currency for start. Plus, we are now the second largest holder of US debt, a bankrupt nation holding the debt of another bankrupt nation. It sounds like a sci-fi novel in the writing, right? This could have been we're in the prequel to 1984. If you wanted to write a prequel, we are living it right now. You must stink there, Kane, if you need a 24-pack. I mean, that's still a good prep, right? You want to smell nice during the apocalypse? Grow your own food, repair what you can, barter, skills exchange, car boots, charity shops all help with keeping costs low. Definitely. And do the car boots as well. Like it's out of season now, but you still find an indoor one. It's great to clear the clutter. I've need to start doing them again. I've not done them for quite a while because I've not got to the storage unit, and it's time. It's time. Just become a granddad. I'm a busy man. um, it's insane. Anyone that didn't know, by the way, yes, I've just become a granddad. So you're looking at Granddad Prepper, Grandpa Pepper. Um, Here in South Africa, we've been in SHTF scenario for decades. Definitely, yeah. I've spoke to a few people from there, and yeah, they live it on the daily. I work in construction, and I can see things going downhill, and there are lots of big companies not paying. This is the problem as well, especially if you're self-employed. They keep them invoices going for ages. This is why I stopped doing self-employed web design. If I was still a self-employed web designer, this would probably tie into doing the YouTube better because I'd have more control of my time. But yeah, big companies just want to stiff you all the time. That's all they want to do. The left wants this to happen because it is how they plan to take over and make us all dependent on the state. Elaborate, John. Please elaborate. This is what I want to discuss with people. How are they going to do that? And what's the end game? Is the end game total control? And how will that all not just be thrown out at the next election? Look, I've finally got down to that now, so there you go. There's J Law. Long time since I said hi, so hi. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate you. They are following the script rules for radicals, Karl Marx. There you go. We have not stopped 40 odd millions benefits, aka snap payments, through looks like they're trying to create their own SHTF. Again, this is what. To what end? Surely, if they do this, they're going to be ousted. Votes of no confidence are going to be through the roof. So I don't understand. I think we're giving them too much credit, thinking that this is going according to plan. I genuinely think they're just incompetent. Call me crazy. Crazy. Make the most of things you already have. Yes. Join Discord. Yes, join Discord. The adverts are turned off on this stream. It's not monetized, so we can say what the hell we want. But if you want to repay me in any way, come and join the community if you haven't already. Going to be selling hyperinflation freeze-dried food. 12 portion cooked chicken, 40 quid. Now £4 million from December. There you go. Is it 40 quid for 12 portions of cooked chicken? I thought freeze-dried was even more than that. I learned sewing, knitting and crochet plus other skills. Ask from YouTube. There you go. From YouTube. You can also get really simple, easy starter sets from like eBay, Amazon, local shops or whatever. Wilkinson's used to be good for it. I don't know if Wilco's even still exists anymore. But yeah, you can get like learn to sew. It might look like it's for a child, but if you've never sewn, start somewhere. We will need to protect our preps and blend in with the masses. They can't be struggling at food banks, and we're not seen because we're living the good life. Yeah, this is where your kind of OPSEC falls into it and stuff like that. If it becomes to the point where it is 1984, you're going to have to queue up. You're going to have to get your ration. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to get involved, you know. There's a chance people like me who have been very public about it will get jumped on straight away. So I've got to take extra precautions, which I do. But yeah, you're right. We need to protect our preps. Drums, fingers, impatient. What are you waiting for, Brian? What are you waiting for? I'm confused. A war will uplift the economy as horrible as war is. 100%. Yes, Guardian. Yes, we all know wartime not only gives you an excellent excuse for austerity measures on a war footing, it's also beneficial to the economy. There's a lot of industry, there's lots of creating, there's lots of etc. It's really beneficial to the economy as well as you know telling people that I've got to ration this, got to ration that, got to ration this. So it's very beneficial to the powers that be. Unfortunately, hopefully, doesn't come down to that. Nobody. I'm not wishing that upon anything. Can a pair of socks done in 20 minutes? Knitting can get a pair of socks done in 20 minutes, no heating. Nice, nice. Knitting's not something I've ever tried, picked up. I can sew, I can mend, no problems, but knitting. So yeah, I think the missus can do it. She could do. She did the was it cross stitch? Crochet. So she could make blankets and stuff that way as well. Easy money saver. Put lids on your saucepans when cooking. There you go. That is a great energy saver in SHTF as well. Boiling water, put the lid on. It just reduces the amount of fuel you use in the cook time. Apparently, Stockport train station is shut down because of a bomb scare. Shocker. This is the world we live in. I got wartime kitchen and garden wartime making meals stretch all from eBay. Are they books, Grumpy? They sound like books. Something like that. I think I'll definitely start a series of stuff like that. Miss Worm actually suggested it to me quite a while ago. Doing some wartime stuff like that. I might pick it up. Good evening, all. I'm late. Extra shift. Shocking behaviour. It's all right. We'll forgive you. UK Uber pro tip: don't work ever. State will make the rest of us pay. Brian's in there. Brian's the ultimate troll because he's got like moderator privileges and just trolls me. Knitting, I can get a pair. Oh, I've done that one. See, this is what happens when Brian does that. Why is the A6 was gridlocked before? Possibly. Actually, that's a good point. I had to take a completely different route back. Sat-nav took me well out the way. So that could have been why. Frey bentos with festive turkey filling from £2 at B&M for Christmas lunch. There we go. Excellent. Meat is horrendously expensive at the moment. It goes up more and more every day. I know the corned beef used to be the cheapest thing you used to be able to get, and now it's like £3-4 a can. Some places it's ridiculous. Can your partners knit or sew? Mine can. I'm damn sure that the jumpers and socks she has made me are far superior to the ones in the shop. Definitely. I mean, we got some socks the other day because they were a good deal online, and I kid you not, they are wafer thin. I feel like I could sneeze and put a hole in them. Quality is not there at all. Boil the kettle once and keep the water in a thermos. Excellent tip there, Lady J. Thank you very much for that. This is what I want. This is what we want. Practical, helpful, realistic advice. Right? That's what we want. That's what the channel is all about. And it's you guys that provide that, not me. I just waffle in between. That's fast knitting. Takes me much longer, says Willow. Mr. Evil has a few Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards that have some value. Wonder if he'll miss them if I accidentally sold them. Not at all. Not at all. You sell them all. Tell him to grow up the big man child. He's going to kill me if he heard me say that. No idea, just heard it on another channel. What was that? Oh, the Stockport thing. Right, okay. Well, was it Tusi? Tusi's quite accurate usually if it was on his. They now want to stop people leaving the UK by having this exit tax. That is one of the hallmarks of communist country, preventing people from leaving. And yes, my one income household, guess what industry it is in? Tourism. Holidays. So if that all gets panned, we're going to be a zero income household. I have to fall back on my joinery skills. It's only been 20 years. It should be all right. Snapdragon lambs up today in our market, and mutton is so expensive. Yeah, meat's up everywhere. Uh, if you spend 400 on a solar power system, a power station, and 200 on 1,000 watts of solar panels, you can save over 100,000 over 20 years of prices, three times as Grok predicts. There you go. I mean, that you literally advertising Brian's channel. Go and see Scottish Prepper 73, and he will point you to plumbing something and get your cheap panels. um, is Sigma Prepper okay? Not seen any content in ages. Last time I heard of anything, he was slagging me off, so I don't really care, Tamara. He wanted to call me out on a live stream when I hadn't done anything, so he can bite it as far as I'm concerned. Find cheaper food alternatives, either brand or completely different. Corn versus fresh minced beef. Oh. I've had the corn. I mean, they might have improved it. Don't get me wrong, but 4 or 5 years ago, I tried a vegan diet as part of my health channel just to see how it was. I gained weight because I'm a fussy eater, so I was just eating lots of beans. But I tried the corn mince then, and it was super dry. It was like minced cardboard. Uh, Ditch all TV media subscriptions, save a fortune whilst getting the mainstream media to turn on Starmer. That inept nasally. That's sat in number 11. It's a good point. It is a good point. I don't cancel all my TV subscriptions and stuff, but I change them regular. So I will pay for 1 month of Netflix and we will binge everything we want to watch. And then that'll expire and I might do something else or I might do nothing. It depends. So I kind of swap and change them, but it's a really good idea to get them apps. I don't know, I can't recommend any because none of them I have enough experience with, but you can get like apps that go through your subscriptions and tell you what you're paying and stuff like that. And lots of people find that they're paying for stuff they didn't even realize. So yeah, check out. I did this manually the other day. I went through all my bank statements over the last few months and see what was going out and who is it going to. Surprised how many little payments were going that I didn't realize. If one of those little payments though is to the membership to this channel, don't cancel that one. Come on, guys, I need to eat. And just dug up some more potatoes. The husky helped. Mud everywhere. Nice, nice. That's good. Does the husky just dig them up though and point to them? That's great. Or do you end up with lots of teeth marks in the potatoes? Is this SP tip? Is this Scottish Prepper tip? Don't get too bitter, even with the world being what it is. Then they have got to you. Yeah, then they've got to you. Talk to a person who can see silver linings, even pitch black, like me, before this becomes you. There you go. No, it's true. It's true. This is why on our community shows, whether that is the open mic night and you guys join in, whether it's the Preppers Fireside, whether it's Bad Preppers, anything like that, any of the shows we do, the most serious topic in the world we'll have a laugh about. And that's not meant in any offensive way to anyone, but it's just because you've got to kind of keep that, for your sanity. A drive for Tesco, and they're starting rationing. You will only be able to buy a certain amount of goods per shop. We saw this on the Discord. Somebody was posting the news articles about this. I went and tested it straight away, and basically it's 16 online shopping. You can't get more than 16 cans of certain things. So if you like the canned potatoes, you can only get 16. I mean, in any one shop, personally, I wouldn't be buying more than 16 in any one shop. When I shop for my preps, it's never mass bulk like that. It's, I want a bit from there, I'll get a bit this from here, I'll get a bit from there, and I'll add it up. Less conspicuous that way as well, when you get the delivery and there's 1,000 cans in there. However, Kane, what I did notice is there's not fine-tuned it online. So you could only buy 16 cans of Heinz tomato soup. However, you can also buy 10 4-packs of cans of tomato soup. So instead of 16, you can get 40. So they've not put it on everything, and it's not really logical at the moment. But is it the start of something? I do not know. What you look at carpentry with wood boarding a lot. What you like at carpentry with wood boarding a lot. Oh yeah, doddle. That's yeah, so when I did my joinery for 2 years and I was an apprentice on site, so mostly weren't on site, and then 1 day a week in college. And when I finished, my boss couldn't afford to take on a full-time employer. He could afford an apprentice because the government paid it as well towards it, but he couldn't afford a full-time wage. So literally, at the end of my apprenticeship, I got dropped, and I never wanted to sign on at the time or anything like that. So I lived off doing things like this, boarding out lofts, doing laminate flooring, hanging doors, the very basics of joinery, architraves, stuff like that. That earned me enough to get by for probably about a year or so. Do a financial clean sweep, ditch all the non-essential subscriptions, etc. Definitely. Or the non-essential electric cars, ditch them. They still charge you for an extra month, bastards. We are in a simulation, literally. Well, will somebody hack my account and stick some money in there? The machines, please. Contact Agent Smith. Just a heads up, if I sell my silver on Amazon UK, my silver is up 700%. Wow. When did you buy your silver? That's insane. It's a 16 limit on some items. We posted the details in the Discord, yeah. But some of them items it's got a limit in. It's got the limit on. The multi-packs you could still buy. So it makes no sense. Make the most of free power sessions, charge those power banks, get those washing done, and batch cooking. Are we talking about the octopus thing there? The octopus energy thing. If you're not in octopus energy, by the way, there is a link in most of my recent videos. If you use that to sign up to them, you get 50 quid and I get 50 quid. Bonus. Not cash, but off your bill, you know. It's bargain. And it is, you're getting free energy days at the moment, like Nikki's mentioned. Bargain. Absolute bargain. Have a look at in latest news. I posted the details. It's not that many, to be honest. Things like cucumbers. No, if you go to any of the cans online, Miss Worm, any of the canned goods, it maxes out at 16. Any of the canned goods. I'm not saying every single one, but I tested quite a few, and they were all the same sort of result. Why's my screen gone like that? It should be like that. There you go. Smaller mic is better. Oh, thank you very much, JLaw. Congratulations on becoming a granddad. I appreciate that. A big shout out to Grumpy Adventures as well, if he's still in here. When I found out I become a granddad, he sent me £10 through PayPal to get me a cigar. I can't get a cigar with it. I'll get lynched, but you know, get a drink with it. But thank you very much. Wanted a big shout out for him for that. What about if the plan to crash the economy was to trigger social unrest, initiate martial law, and cancel elections? I mean, that's a long game, right? We're still years away from the elections, unless a vote of no confidence, etc. But yeah, it's a theory. But I don't think they need to crash the economy to trigger social unrest. It's happening. They're doing that by letting the borders be as open as they possibly can be. And the cases of things happening with the said people as well. Hey, with battery banks and battery-powered heated clothing and Octopus's free energy, I can heat for free. How cool is that? There you go. I'm not sure about the battery-powered heated clothing. I don't know. There's something unnerving about my jacket heating up on me. I just feels like a comedy sketch waiting to go wrong. I don't mind an electric blanket, but I'm not wearing something that heats up. Miss Worm says the Fabians and the Trotskyites, I think that's right, want to destroy capitalism. It's their aim. Once capitalism is destroyed, the aim is for a global socialist government. But I mean, if they destroy, here's a question for you. Based on this, right? If this is actually happening, I'm pointing the wrong way. It's mirrored. It confuses me. If this is actually happening, if this is an agenda, if this is part of a grand plan, and it works, and they get it to this stage, do you think other countries will intervene? Other capitalist countries? Or will we suddenly be part of the BRICS nations instead? Wife works for NHS, even has to buy her own pens and highlighters. The NHS gets a ridiculous amount of money. I've spoke to somebody who is very high up in the northwest of the NHS in the IT systems. And it's hemorrhaging money through terrible infrastructure. It's not paying the doctors or the nurses a bit extra that's hemorrhaging the money. It's having to input things onto 3 different IT systems. It's archaic computers that constantly need fixing. It's the whole infrastructure. It is literally a bucket full of holes that are exactly the same size as your pound coin and constantly filling it with pound coins. And it's just hemorrhaging. It's broken. It's fundamentally broken. I'm not saying privatization is the answer or anything like that, but something has to be. We can't just keep throwing good money after bad. It's just insane. Oh, we've given more money to the NHS than anybody else. Makes no difference. Makes no difference until you sort it out, reform the system. Watch out for any local energy efficiency events. Might be a few useful freebies going. Yes, definitely. Everyone loves a freebie. Speaking of freebies, good shout. The situational awareness booklet that I created, the images, full disclosure, the images are done by AI because I'm not an artist and I don't know any cartoonists, so that's done by AI. But everything else is written by yours truly, spell checked by about 20 different computers because I'm terrible at typing. But that is free. With the events that have happened over the last week or so, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, including the synagogue and stuff like that, I don't want to charge a single penny for something like that. £2 was a nominal amount anyway. It was just like a donation amount almost, but it's £0. Go and download it. It's absolutely free. Shop.ukprep.co.uk. Go to the digital download section. It's in there. Please, please, please. Even if you know every single thing about situational awareness, download it and send it to people that don't. Share it. Share it with colleagues, friends, family, everyone you can. Might save a life. Can darn socks, and that's it. It's a start. Darning socks is repairing them, right? If I'm right in the terminology. Can't have a vote of no confidence when they have such a majority of conspiring traitors. But they're also shooting themselves in the foot as well with that. If they, there's many Labour MPs that don't like the fact they're going to renege on a lot of their manifesto promises. So will they remain a majority? Look how many Conservative MPs and other MPs are switching sides to reform. I think over the next year or so, we're going to see a lot more of that. Maybe not to reform, maybe to other parties, maybe to the Conservatives, maybe to the Libs. Either way, you're going to see Labour is a sinking ship, whichever way you look at it. And the rats are deserting that sinking ship. I'm almost caught up. I'm only about 100 away, I think. Just stop talking for 5 minutes and I can catch up. Everyone, fingers on lips. Arms folded. Stop touching the keyboard. I think we only have the illusion of democracy at the moment. Parliament is no longer supreme. They basically do what they're told by the World Economic Fund, other NGOs, BlackRock, civil service. Yeah, Well, we all know that Labour's controlled by the word gone, brain stopped. Um, Unions. That's it. That's the word I was looking for. Check your local fire station. They sometimes give free electric blankets as well as smoke alarms and CO detectors. Yes. And if, they will come out and do it at your house as well. Um, so, ladies, you want a couple of firemen coming around? Give them a call. Bus to work is only £4 for me, or I can pay £12.60 parking and petrol. Bus whenever I can. Well, stay vigilant on them buses, Nikki. Stay vigilant. During SHCF, smelling nice could give your position away if you're hiding. Yeah, but stinking can also do that, Jay. You can smell. I mean, Doug, I think this is a myth, a bit of a myth, right? If you've got some ridiculous, expensive, or overpowered perfume on, yes. But you tell me who you can smell getting on the bus. Can you smell some guy wearing links getting on the bus, or do you smell the BO King when he gets on the bus? And it's like, ugh, that's more of a giveaway. Not the UK economy. We've only just finished paying off World War One. There we go. I think we should be claiming for reparations against the Romans. So that's where we get our money from. This is incredible. I'm disabled on benefits. If I take advantage of all the discounts available to me, I could save over £9,400. Ask Grok how. I feel like you're an advertisement robot for Grok. So I'm going to watch you closely, but thank you anyway. What to do in an emergency. Can we watch that, moderators? Just keep an eye on that one. Unrelated, reported an hour ago, Russia is open to sending hypersonic missiles to Venezuela. To explode there or to give them to use? They're never going to do that. They're never going to do that. I don't believe that for a second. More saber rattling. Circular knitting machine. Doesn't need power. Looks like a kid's toy, probably, but is a lot quicker than manual for me. Interesting. Circular knitting machine. Maybe that's what I need. Well, can I do that with 0 skill? Blood skulls? If I can, then I'll get one. There's a thought. Could this budget and rationing thing be used to get us to stock up ready for conflict? I don't think the rationing thing's going to set anyone panic buying, because most people don't buy 16 cans of this, that, and the other. So I don't think it's going to be an issue right now. Maybe they're testing their staff of if they can do it when it comes down to the point where you can only buy 1 can of everything. I don't have patience for knitting. Circular machine, that's what she said. I'm selling freeze-dried chicken, 600 grams for £40, same portion as the tins sold online. Excellent, Gatwick Scuba. If you send me a load free, I'll advertise them. I'm joking, but I'll keep you in mind, definitely. I think you did message me about this, and I think I've lost the email in the abyss. You mentioned about the Fireside's favourite meals and stuff. Do us a favour. I'm sorry, I apologise. Brain is scrambled recently. Resend me that email or that message, and I'll get onto it, Gatwick. I do appreciate it. I think we're on the edge of a .ai crash. Michael Burry, who foresaw the 2008, is heavily shorting Nvidia and Planeteer. Nvidia's 15% of the US market with a $5 trillion valuation. Interesting. Link, please, Scuba. Nice, Gatwick. Yes, Mike Books. This is how far behind I am. Yes, Mike Books. You guys are probably... I just really apologise I'm this far behind. I don't like to miss too many comments, so I feel rude doing so. I mean, it's your fault. You've got the super chat option, but you know. Some foods cook in a flash. You often don't need to keep the hob on while cooking. Yes, there's loads of this was supposed to be money saving ideas coming into this chat, not all conspiracy theories. But Riff's got a good point here, and there's different methods of this as well. Maybe I should do some on the channel possibly, but for example, you can boil rice. I think rice, something like that. Any different meals, you can boil them up, and then you can pack them into a box with like hay around it and stuff like that, and it creates this hot box which continues cooking afterwards. Similar sort of ways where you can bury it in sand if you're out in the wild. But yeah, there's interesting quick cooking techniques. Corned beef, £2 Aldi. Still a rip off. It still used to be cheaper than anything else. Yep, I know you can get. So this stuff. Oh God, we're far behind. I'm gonna have to scroll through. I'm scrolling. I'm sorry if I'm missing a load because I'm so far behind when you're talking about corned beef. You can buy patches for jeans. Your favorite clothes get extra sweep swap. Plant useful, not petty. Single petal heirloom. Foraging books in COVID. You cut each other's hair. Still going. There you go. More great advice for money saving from Philip. Philip. Scrolling. Horace, you're saying cancel the free thing and go back to the thing you're paying for. You're missing the whole point. Missing the whole point. Snoop app, that's probably what I was talking about, that saves you the money. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to miss a lot of these. I'm sorry. Liam, back in the house. Good to have you. It's bad enough being restricted on paracetamol and ibuprofen. Yep, it's a nightmare. I envy anyone with DIY skills. Again, something you can learn, something you can teach yourself. Best thing with DIY skills is learn by doing. It's a practical skill that you learn more. You could read a million books, just try it. Just try it. Build a birdhouse. If it looks like a Salvador Dali birdhouse at the end, it doesn't matter. You'll get better each time. Some little stores have heavily discounted veg box, but the till, it's ugly looking stuff, but tastes just as good. Great for soups. All that leftover veg that nobody buys. Great for soups. I'm missing a lot. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't be this far behind the conversation. It's messing with me. Think about other utilities, not just electric. Reduce water usage can make small savings. Yeah, definitely. Hello, Bob. Vote Bob. Vote Bob is in the house. Bob, the next president. Just because we want to see the inauguration celebration. I want to get to the bottom of the chat before I move on. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, please do a video of those cooking methods. Okay. I will add it to the list of to-dos. It's a long list, though, as soon as I can. I genuinely wish I could. If I won the lottery, I wouldn't disappear on the Bahamas. I would just do videos full time. Be careful when you're mentioning prescription medications and stuff in the chat. You don't want YouTube to pull up keywords and kick you. We won't do it, but they might. Just a pre-warning there. Mike, if you want to save money, have you tried the doctor for free patches? I'm an ex-smoker. I know how difficult Alan Carr's book is giving up on Paul McGrath. The Alan Carr book worked for me perfectly. I started vaping again through lockdown just because, I got alopecia, I went through a breakup, lockdown happened, I was, homeless up until the last minute, all at the same time. So I thought, I'm going to smoke something. But yeah, vaping doesn't bother me. I can take it or leave it. When the liquid runs out, I'll be all right. Don't buy Rolex watches for £10,000 when a Chinese equivalent can be purchased for £50 or £60. Or have an awesome subscriber who gets a new watch send you his old one, which is still really good. So how cool is that? That's even more of a saving. I bought a Vectra kettle 3 years ago. It's a brilliant little vacuum style electric kettle. It saves money by retaining heat, so you don't need to reboil it from a lower temperature. See, we've got the one cup that's supposed to apparently be more energy efficient. I've not tested it with like a smart meter, but it's supposed to be. I built an archway for the food forest today, going to use it for creeping vines, likely grapes. Love it. Awesome. I have just had a nice open fire for a couple of hours, fueled my waste cardboard roll up. I'm at the bottom of the chat. Hey, there we go. So we can end. Right, so we've got options now. We can end, or we can invite a couple of people on and discuss this further. What do you want to do? Is anyone interested in that? I'm not going to say it and put a link out there if nobody's going to do it. And that means coming on and actually talking, not coming on and sitting there not talking, because I've done enough talking. I have thought about canning, definitely. Blues Self-Reliance has kindly offered to go through it with me and stuff like that. Again, time, setup costs, stuff like that. It's on the to-do list, Norfolk. It genuinely is. I have been repacking a lot of my stuff into glass storage and stuff like that recently. Look at the money saving section on UKPN Discord. Yep, that's a really good tip. That's a top tip right there. Not surprised you're not burnt that watch yet. Nope, still going. When am I on next? Who knows? Cheers, Lauren. No problems. Thank you very much. Nobody interested then? Are we not? Are we gonna? And I'll post the link once. Anybody wants to come in, we'll give it 5 minutes. There's a link there. Anybody wants to join? We'll discuss potential financial collapse, ways you can prep for it now and then. Then there you go. It is there. Your option is there. Retorque canning is better for mobile preps, MREs, rather than in jars. What do you want to talk about? The subject, Brian. The subject. Silly string. No, not silly string. I got loads of killer jars for canning off Marketplace, very cheap. Awesome, good stuff. Yeah, because you could sterilize them anyway, right? You boil them and that sterilizes and clean them, so that's a good shout, actually, to be fair. That's Brian's channel, Nikki. That's Brian's channel. If you do have some small savings, make sure you are getting best interest on it. If you have any small savings right now, I would be investing it in something other than your bank and cash. Personally, that's personally. Well, the link is there. It's in the chat if anybody wants to join. Phil has joined the studio, but I can't add him to the screen because it says device is not connected. You can't join without a device connected. Oh, ping bong. It's a loud pong. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Mike.
Hiya. How you doing?
So.
What have you got to add to this conversation? You've jumped on. I assume you've got loads to say. Go.
I got a
the
little bit.
stage is yours.
a little bit to say with regards to when SHTF happens and whatnot. If you happen to have one of these portable reverse osmosis water filter thingies, I believe you have a code for one for 20% off.
Yeah, it's in some of the video links and stuff like that. I've stopped putting it in now because I just
Yeah,
But yeah,
because
there is a discount code. I think it's just Mike20 or something. I've no idea. You'll have to find it.
yeah, something like that. But if the water ever goes off as a say, you can always get water out of the drain as a last resort.
Oof. Be careful what you're advising.
Yeah,
it's
this is
true,
a hypothetical.
This is a hypothetical. I did use the reverse osmosis filter to filter canal water from the Manchester Ship Canal, which, if anybody knows it, it's not very clean. I wouldn't recommend drinking it, but it did work, and I did drink it. I think it would kill your filters very quickly. I think locating and finding a good water source is key. Finding something clean.
Yeah, I do know. I believe it was Brian actually took a load of water out of his drain and actually did it that way.
Yeah, I mean it works. It works. It's definitely a backup, but yeah, there's on the UK Prepper Network site there is a map for boreholes, wells, clean water sources, and you'd be surprised how many are in your area. So worth checking that out as well.
That's interesting.
Great content. I like this is hardly noticed, yet some can post cute cats and get 1 million viewers. Yeah, that is it. That is it. This is why, as a prepper, you'll never be a YouTube millionaire. It's surprising how much
You could be.
I doubt it. Can he hear with hoodie under the headphones?
Yes, I can, Snapdragon. Thank you. I can just hear Mike.
Some people saying I'm quiet, and I don't understand. There's no volume change for me. Is it quiet?
When you put your head closer to the microphone and talk into it properly.
I'll just do all my shows like this from now on, then, shall I?
Yeah, that would be okay.
Hello.
That'd be okay.
It's never changed position. It's always been the same. I'll just have to scooch you up to the mic.
Yeah, I would be like Bloodskull's Rock. She uses her water butts and filter that water.
Yeah, definitely. We use it for filing change in cars and tolls and parking, etc. Handy to have. A Kurdish crime network is enabling migrants to work illegally in mini-marts on high streets the length of Britain. A BBC investigation can reveal. Interesting that the BBC would reveal that. The government-backed, the government-sponsored, the government propaganda network that is the BBC. I'm surprised they're allowed to report on that. Does the reverse osmosis unit not remove too much of the goodness from water? So it removes some of the stuff you need, yes, Gatwick, but in an SHTF situation, not enough to notice. It's the same people. It's the same thought process of I'm not going to drink bottled water because it has microplastics in. If you're thirsty, if you have no other option, it's a great resource to have. Plus supplement, yeah. It's cheap as chips to buy multivitamins. Everyone should have multivitamins in their preps.
Plus, you can bulk buy them and get more than 16.
Yeah, and you can add stuff to like using like Himalayan sea salts and stuff like that. You get lots of nutrients through all that stuff. But yeah, you're kind of right in a way, but not to the detriment where I wouldn't use it. Phil Hull has joined again. Devices not connected. I can't add you, Phil, when it says you've no devices connected. You need at least a microphone.
Has he not put it in the wrong socket?
That's what she said. My nan steals our copper, so deliberately leave it around the house when she visits. Nice.
Is that so she cleans up after you, evil girl?
Yeah. Hit the thumbs up, folks. Help grow the network. Personally, I'd invest in real assets. Go and get 3 or 4% to the bank when inflation is likely eating away at double the purchasing power. Definitely, exactly. Buy things. They're going to hold the value better than any fiat currency. Question: how will the public react with food VAT of 20%, and then the pricing doubling due to a sterling currency collapse? Civil unrest, rioting, starvation, panic. How long do you want this list, Amphia? It is the beginning of the end.
It would be a major SHTF for the entire country.
Definitely. Want to watch them radiator pipes? Never let her house sit. Yeah, you don't want to steal the copper of the pipes, definitely. Zinc, vitamin D, and C for winter blues and bugs. Thank you, Lady J. I'm fully behind nutrition. Listen, we prep what we can to survive, right?
Yeah.
And when I've done videos of like, here's what you can get for £10, here's what you can get for £5. It's not the most nutritious meals. It's never gonna be when it's long term food, but you can supplement very easily. I'm a strong believer. You know, we are carbon beings. You are what you eat. Nutrition is very, very important. But when it's storing long term foods, then just make sure you supplement it. Is that coin or old pipes? What's her preference? You're just having their own conversation here. There we go. Yeah, I'm off, guys. See you all on Discord. There you go. He's not going to bed. Everyone's saying good night. He's not going to bed. He just can't be asked to listen to me anymore, so he's going to go on Discord instead. It's just the way it is. So, what money-saving advice have you got for us, Paul? You've popped the box.
With regards to the what people said about the veg boxes at Lidl, at the I believe it's close to the tills that you can actually buy and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Make them into soups, cook it all up, make it into batches of like curries, bologneses, lasagnas, and all of that lot, and chuck it in a goddamn fridge that will keep for at least 3 months, 6 months to a year at a push.
You can completely dehydrate fruit and vegetables as well. Don't forget, you could even grind them down into a powder form. You make your own, technically supplementing your own diet with these things. Never go past a reduced veg aisle. Never.
No, but
you've got to have the time, though, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
have made the mistake of going to Lidl thinking, oh wow, I can make all of this out of this and this and this, and then 4 days I've had no time whatsoever, and by the time I've come to it, it's growing its own ecosystem. So yeah, that went out the window.
Yeah, but there is a few things you can actually vacuum pack, but you've actually got to lightly cook them to remove the gaseous parts of said vegetables.
What do you mean?
Oh God, what is it like? Broccoli, as an example, you have to pre-cook it a bit at a high temperature to what's it? I can't remember what.
You mean blanching them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you put them in a I got mental block, Mike. You know what I mean.
Dehydrator.
No.
Stew.
Air. Take the air out the bag.
Oh, you mean for vacuum sealing?
Vacuum sealing, yeah. You chuck a. I got a total mental block. It takes the air out.
Right. Okay. Right. You mean any trapped air in between is what we're
Yeah,
talking about here, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. I get you. Don't worry. Take a breath. Regather your thoughts. Come back
Mm.
stronger. You're all right. Check the bashed rack aisle. Whoopsie stickers, whatever is in your area. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what your areas are like, guys, but if I want to go to the reduced section, I have got to fight loads of people. Certain people are just there. They know exactly when the reduced stickers are coming out, and it's like feeding time at the zoo. I'm lucky to get anything decent reduced. I'd have to fight 50 old women to do so. Random silver is money, gold is money, paper is fiat currency, debt rubbish. 100%.
I have got a potential money saving tip, but don't actually do the, yeah, but don't do this a lot. If you're like me and get your shopping delivered by the likes of a home delivery company like Sainsbury's, Asda, Morrison's, yada yada yada. If when the guy, uh, do not drop any of it on the floor. I repeat, do not drop any of it on the floor when you're picking it out the trays, so they automatically have to refund you the cost of said item.
If you drop it on the floor, they have to refund you.
If you pick it up and it happens to drop and like the tin you would how can dented. Get dented, right. You would
just stood there unpacking his shopping like this. Good dunk.
No. I don't mean
Ka-ching,
I don't mean
ka-ching.
I don't mean that. I mean if it accidentally happens to come out of your hand. As an example, when I had my shopping delivered a couple of weeks ago, I didn't see, but there was a four pack of tinned tomatoes, and two of them actually dropped out of the packet and hit the floor and bent the cans. So said delivery driver actually refunded the entire 4-pack and made me keep the entire lot.
Well, yeah, I mean it's good that they do that, but this is the reason I shop myself as well, because these shoppers that do it for you, they don't care if it's dented or anything, so it's a nightmare.
That's why you complain, and then they could potentially refund you for it.
So when my 12 packs of silly string arrives, if that drops and one of the cans of silly string gets dented, I can get a refund for it all. Is that right?
I don't know. Try it.
Pick fruit, herbs when they're in season. I was shocked at the price of blackberries this year when there is loads you could just pick for free and freeze. Yeah, I mean, you don't see it anymore, I've noticed. You used to always see people picking blackberries. You just don't see it anymore. It's just crazy. I want to mass make soup and freeze dry to sell you guys. I would be a millionaire selling canned soup freeze dried.
I've got something to say about that. With regards to the freeze drying stuff, you can actually pick up a proper bona fide freeze dryer for just over £3,500.
Yeah, be careful which ones you buy. Anybody wants any advice on that? Go and check out Chef Tech's channel. Ask him a question on the comments. Join us when he's on one of Shadow's live streams, Shadow Scout Swedes. Ask him about that. Some of the cheaper ones are not great. Either way, it's still £5,000 investment. If you've got a freeze dryer and you can sell it on for a decent price, we're crying out for it in this country. You would not have a shortage of customers. Ask the shop staff when they put the yellow stickers on things. Don't be ashamed. Money saving is winners. Most supermarkets have a schedule. I don't know what it's like now, but years ago I worked for a company called RD Retail. We used to do shop refits in Sainsbury's and stuff all up and down the country, and you'd hear them. They'd reduce the chickens at this time, and that would be the first percentage, and it'd go down every half hour up until 10 minutes before they closed, where they were giving away full chickens for 50p. So they've got times and stuff already preset. So if you can learn them, then just get used to them. Well, safe to say I don't get any notifications anymore. Make sure you hit the bell. I don't know what else to
I
say.
do
I
believe
do announce it in the Discord as well, Emma. So if you're in there, I do often put it in the Discord first. So
with regards to the supermarkets reduced aisles and whatnot, I believe Sainsbury's started at 4:30 in the evening.
yeah, it depends when the store closes. Like local ones close at
Yeah,
6, like Asda's, so you can get it stuff like that. So it depends. Liam Mack Approved Foods is a good online site for short dates food. It is. I stopped using it purely for the reason the majority of the food was sweets and crisps and stuff like that. And one is trying to get trim ready for the apocalypse. All right, I'm trying to get in peak physical shape for the impending civil war of doom. That's some sort of theft. Don't do that. Several of my tins were dented. I should have paid more attention when I was unpacking. There you go. There you go. Norfolk Prepper in here with all the money saving tips. There's Shadow
that's
Sweet's channel. Thank you very much.
that's why I said don't do it.
Mate nanas have fights over blackberries near us. They have their patch. Oh, it's a territorial thing. Oh, look at that. He's figured out technology. It is Phil.
Hey, Phil.
Howdy.
What happened? What happened? You joined 4 times.
Well, I tried Chrome and it wasn't happy with me, and so and I tried it elsewhere, and happy times. Yeah.
There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. You had loads of money saving tips in there. Have you got anything else to add to us here?
Yeah. Cook in batches, and that way you save money.
Yeah. Often it's time with a lot of people, stuff like that. But when I was doing the fitness thing, you'd be surprised how easy it is to block out an hour on a Sunday just to batch cook, because I used to do it where you'd prepare the meals for the full week. If you're doing that for prepping purposes, it's quite easy if you get organised with it. But yeah, batch cooking is definitely the way forward. Just don't buy your reduced vegetables on Monday and then think you're going to cook them on Sunday, because there'll be furry ecosystems by then.
Yeah, I'm just going to disappear and turn the TV off. Otherwise, you're going to hear that in the background.
No worries. We'll just do. Well, we're used to copyright strikes. It's fine. Sorry, tried StreamYard and enroll me for £88 a month. Yeah, there you go. StreamYard tried to enroll you for £88 a month.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. Money saving, and then I'm doing that. No.
Exactly. This is me on StreamYard, guys. So thank you for the donations tonight. It goes towards the rip-off that is this software nation.
Yeah.
Maybe it's worth getting a second job in these supermarkets during Christmas period to get to know the bargains. Yes, 100%. I tried to persuade Mrs. Urban Prepper to get a job somewhere that we can get a staff discount, so that's always good as well. I don't know where I saw, but I think you can rent a freeze dryer.
Wow.
Interesting.
Do you do, Phil? You're quite independent up there where you are. Do you do canning? Do you do freeze drying? What do you do?
What do I do? I've got material ready to do smoking.
Okay.
I've got Bambi in the backyard and some accoutrement to say hello to Bambi. And
is this something you've done and practiced before?
Well, next door he's into wildlife and he loves tracking, so I've got an ally there, so I don't need to research tracking because he does anyway. He's a wildlife photographer, so yeah, he loves it. And it's mainly things that I'm comfortable with, and I'm comfortable with tins. You know, that's simple, isn't it? Really, tins. It doesn't matter what climate you're in.
Feels safe, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly.
But I mean, with the regards to hunting and stuff like that, have you ever done any butchery?
I'm a vegetarian, so no.
No,
but I've got a book and
prime cut of a carrot.
I've got a few. Well, I've got a main book and I've got a secondary books on Bambi actually on particularly on Bambi, because that's going to be a big portion of meat. And I've got the implements, and I'm ready, and I'll happily park my vegetarianism if it came to it.
That was going to be my next question. Does that go right out the window when it comes to survival?
It will.
Yeah.
It will. It will have to, because the will to live should override anything
Ethics.
else, really.
Ethics. Any ethics. So Phil's going to go to Bambi. Then shortly after that, he'll go to full cannibal because the will to survive.
Yeah. No, if it came to it, and it came to me or you, Mike, you would be dead. So yes.
I've seen you, Phil. I can take you. Plus, you're a bit too far from me, mate.
Well, a bit tricky.
Scottish Prepper's closer to you, and he's meatier than me. Just throwing that out there as an option, Philip.
No, I mean, you're all my allies until you're not, and then you're in trouble.
Hello, Jake. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take Charlie and Unite the Kingdom off because we can't see your name. There we go. Hello, Jake. You all right?
Not too bad, mate. Yeah, I'm a bit late to the show, but I'm going to go back and watch the first 50, 60 minutes after the live's over. But yeah, I'm not too bad. I wanted to ask Phil a question on being a vegan or vegetarian. Was you a meat eater before?
I wasn't until I was 12, and then my lovely brother put me off meat by pointing out the veins in meat and saying that was Larry the pig running around a few days ago. And then I researched vegetarians and found that they lived longer. And some meat eaters would say that they live a less full life. But I thought, yeah, I'll live longer. And there we are. That was me.
Right. So would you say for you then it was more of a psychological thing than an actual taste thing? Because you clearly used to eat it and like the taste of meat.
Well, it was also that I didn't like my brother. So I thought, fuck you, I'll be a vegetarian then.
Yeah. I know people get funny, don't they, when you talk about like being a vegan or a vegetarian or meat eater. I know there's a bit of tribalism that goes on there, but for me personally, like each to their own. I'm very much like you. I seen a lot of dodgy slaughterhouse videos, and it put me. Oh, nice one, Mike. Oh mate, I had your chat you did with Brian the other day, and all the boys on the fireside. That was really interesting about like awareness and things like that. I love listening to that episode you did.
It was obviously we decided to do it topically. We're not trying to tell. We just don't want people to go out start buying stab vests and bulletproof vests and weapons and stuff, because you're not going to walk around the high street with it. Whereas situational awareness and being vigilant could save your life.
Marty, everything for this week. Yeah, I'm sorry if I say a lot, man. I just got a lot. If I do say too much and you want to reel me in, just say. I have no problem.
No, Jake, carry on. I love it. I love it. People are supposed to come on here to talk. It's fine. It's all good.
I have a question for Phil.
Okay.
Oh, Phil, you're under the scrutiny tonight.
Oh,
Yeah, he's under scrutiny.
This is because you are always the one that asks all the questions, Phil. Even when we did the live fireside, you were the one asking all the questions.
Just bear in mind that I've had a few whiskies, but yes, I'm happy to speak.
Okay.
That means he'll be honest. Who's better looking, me or Brian?
You ought to say who's more meatier, you or Brian?
Don't answer.
Yeah. With regards to the question I was going to ask, Phil, could you actually get done by the police for actual bodily harm by throwing a carrot at somebody?
Using it as
Could
a
I? No, because I wouldn't throw a carrot. So no, I couldn't. No, that would be a waste of a carrot. I would eat the carrot. So no.
Obviously, sensible questions is what we're doing here. I see.
Yeah.
Probably someone else could, because if you did that at a high-profile character like a politician, they've had eggs thrown at them and so on. So a carrot is
then you
equivalent.
Do the John Prescott.
So why not?
Then you do the John Prescott. You drop your shoulder and you jab him. That's what you do.
Yes.
The best thing a politician's ever done.
It seems like milkshake's the go-to right now. All the politicians get a good old Mackey's milkshake straight over there.
Farage had that, didn't he?
If I was a politician and someone did that to me, I would literally smack them in the face on camera, and I would end up probably going to jail. But that's just like, you have to have a lot of restraint, you know. I feel like as a politician, there's probably been many of them that have wanted to do that, but they just know from a reputation point of view, they can't. You know, because they fall into their arms, I guess.
Have you seen the one that pummeled Jeremy Clarkson, and he just went, "Oh, well done, you. Yeah, great. That was great." I thought, how restrained is he? How must that producer must have pissed him off to get a punch off him when he can restrain himself that much, you know?
I seen a clip of I think it was an Australian politician, and I think he was talking about like his heritage, and he said, "Mate, I punched blokes in the mouth for saying stuff like that live on TV." I thought that was great.
That's what you want. That's what you want.
I can't remember his name though, but apparently he's a legend over there. So I'll have to find out who it is and get back to you.
Yeah, John says, I love my cheap £30 quick dehydrator from Amazon. The price of some dried fruits is insane now. I'm often getting mangoes for 80p, looking at other stuff cheap too. Yeah, the amount of times bananas are reduced and I've freeze-dried them and sealed them up and stuff like that. It is a great investment, unless you're Brian, who gets one and still hasn't unpacked it.
I'll actually have to get one of them to try.
How long do they last, Mike?
Pounds.
The
Wow.
freeze-dried food.
Freeze-dried? Freeze-dried will last 50 years.
Jesus. Okay.
But we're talking dehydrated, which still lasts a lot longer than most stuff, especially if you vacuum seal it as well on top. But freeze dried itself, that's kind of the gold standard. The problem is the pre-packed freeze dried stuff, like I've done reviews on the ReadyWise stuff. The flavor, the taste, they were all fine. The nutrition and the calorie count was shit.
I heard
I'd have to eat 4 portions to get the same amount of calories I would from 2 cans.
Yeah.
Like a can of something and a can of something.
That doesn't sound a lot, does it, to the regular person? But when you actually look into longevity, if you're in like a situation like you said where it's weeks upon weeks, it adds up real quick.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got 50-year food, unless you started to stock that when you were 12, 13-year-old, it's probably going to last longer than most of us, you know, that are talking on here. So it's as longevity as you need, unless you're prepping for the generation beyond you, I suppose.
Or unless you're a vegetarian who lives longer.
All right. When you're 126, I'm sure, yeah.
Or I was going to say, or if you like, Mike, when you eat them things with the low calorie count, look at it this way: your body's going to eat up your fat reserves, isn't it, and whatnot.
No, it's not, because them freeze-dried meals that you buy pre-packaged are 90% carbs. So it's all the stuff you're going to burn anyway. So, you know, I can eat loads of stuff now because I've gone on to keto. So the fat's going to burn away anyway. It's done it before. I've got a juicer sitting idle. Maybe I could get a dehydrator to keep it company. There you go. Friends like friends. It's all right. I'm sort of a vegetarian. Chickens eat corn. I eat chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, no. In between is called flexitarianism. That's the most common in between. It's when you reduce your meat and you become an in between, and that's a growing trend.
Yeah.
I tried the vegan diet and stuff like that, and I can't conform to this. We're supposed to eat this many grains and stuff like that, because that food triangle was made by people that were sponsored by the grain companies in America in the 50s. We should be eating that much meat and vegetables, and then grains should be this little bit at the top.
Was that where
we are designed to eat meat, and you should only ever become a vegetarian or a vegan if you're going to research it and know how to replace all the vitamins and nutrients that you've lost from eating said meat. Otherwise, it's going to not succeed and you will be messed up. So don't do it just out of ethics. Do it and research it and think about it.
Yeah. If you do it properly, definitely. I mean, like, I know vegetarian bodybuilders that are in the peak of physical fitness because of that, because they've supplemented and they've researched and stuff like that. Sorry, folks, I have to keep going back and forth. I could feel disturbance in the force outside. Okay, there we go.
I respect vegetarians a lot, though, just not the ones that push it on me. You know, like Phil seems pretty reasonable, but I've tried it too. I just can't. I'm very picky with food, unfortunately. But I think if the time did come and that was all that I had, I would absolutely eat it without a doubt.
Yeah,
But
don't push your lifestyle on other people. Now go and fucking prep, all of you. Prep now. Prep.
but it's respectable, you know. It's respectable. Like when Phil was talking about the fact that his brother put him off with the veins of the meat, this, that, and the other. I was actually put off for a bit when I was younger, when I seen slaughterhouse videos. Not so much for the slaughterhouse itself, but some ill-mannered people that work there that I seen abuse videos. It made me feel differently. It almost made me want to hunt my own food. But in the UK, there's it's that's a whole nother topic. But I did go back to eating meat. But it's very difficult. But it's a noble cause. I think it is a noble cause. I think some people hijack that cause though of vegetarianism, and like you said, Mike, they will throw it at you like the kitchen sink, and just tell you you're bad, you're this. There's no. Whilst 99% of other carnivores are eating. But then again, they might say, look, we don't need to. We can grow more, and they have valid arguments. They do have valid arguments for sure.
It's the good thing about 100% food inflation in the last 365 days is that the cheap crap that's battery farmed is getting close to the price of the free range good stuff that you can go to your farmer and get directly. So everyone should just get better stuff now, right?
The problem sometimes I find with vegetarianism is that then Bambi comes into your garden and you think, oh, I really want to shoot you and eat you. You're eating my food.
You're teasing me.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you really want to be serious about SHTF, you should invest in ways to dismantle said Bambi and to capture and so on, and also to grow your own veg because you want to diversify, really.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one thing might be out of season and stuff like that, so you need to like have a vast portfolio. I mean, you live in probably a more inhospitable area than some people live, so growing, you've got to be like more cautious with what you grow and certain seasons, right?
I have to specialize, yes.
Yeah.
But if it's good enough for the Picts who defeated the Romans and kept them at bay, then it's good enough for me in the Highlands, yes.
Defeated the Romans?
Well, yes, guerrilla warfare. The Romans couldn't conquer them, so yes,
they got as far as Hadrian's Wall and looked over and went, well, before the wall was there, they just looked over that part of the border and thought, there's nothing more out there. That is a wasteland. Let's build a wall here. There's only Hades beyond there.
Yeah.
It's true what you said, though, Mike, about seasonal food and stuff. But that's why meat is so valuable as a prepper, because it is all year round. If you have it in a freezer, it will last so long.
Yeah. I mean, well, again, but it depends on what you're prepping for and stuff like that. I don't know why I'm quiet. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I can move this, but you'll hear all the pops. Yeah, it depends what you're prepping for as well, because freezers are obviously. You what?
Have you been on the beans tonight? You hear the pops?
They're the pops.
Cocoa Pops.
No, it depends what you're prepping for, because freezers are obviously the way to go. But if you're prepping for total blackout or power cuts and stuff like that, then running backup power for that long on freezers is not always practical. So I would also recommend learning, when Phil's talking about learning how to dispatch and dismember Bambi. All these Disney fans are going to be pissed off at us, Phil. But when we're learning how to do that, I would also really look at researching preservation techniques, not just canning meat, but salting meat and stuff like that. Have a look at how they've done it for centuries beforehand, and you'll get some really good skills you can learn.
That's true. The Romans got paid in salt. Very good.
Yeah, and I literally got like a 12 kilo back, like 12 kilos worth of salt the other day. So there's going to be lots of meat preservation videos coming soon.
Yeah, all those tins, they come with salt in it. When you have to dispatch and so on, there's no salt that comes in it, so you have to provide that yourself. So get loads of that stuff.
Yeah.
You say about preparing for blackouts and things like that, Mike. But I actually thought about this myself. So let's say you have a blackout and your freezer goes down, your power runs out, but it's winter. Well, the outside is your freezer, and it's the opposite for summer. You got a blackout, everything's down. Well, it's summer. Well, you've got unlimited solar, so you should be able to run it.
It depends what SHTF situation you're in. Again, if you suddenly decide to store all your meat outside, other things that with 4 legs will come for that meat as well.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, like in the show alone, one of the tactics that some of the contestants would use when leaving their food outside to freeze is to hang it high, because the only things that could get to it were things like a wolverine, maybe birds of prey. But these are small animals, so they couldn't just run off with the whole moose leg. Whereas if a bear got a hold of it, and so on and so forth, wolves, it's like you say, it would be gone. Whilst you sleep, you'd wake up and it wouldn't be there.
Yeah, and marauding rabid sheeple. That's another thing that could steal your food.
Yeah. Concealment would be key then, right? Like in terms of like having a place hold. Like they say the earth is your
ground fridge.
Exactly.
Ground fridge. You can get like a ground fridge for next to nothing, dig it in and put it in yourself. It's, you can make one. I've seen people do it with old chest freezers.
Yep.
Where they've literally dug out the ground and buried a chest freezer kind of thing, and that's their ground fridge. And there's many ways and means of doing it, definitely. I used to go camping. I remember when I used to go camping and it was a bit warm outside. There was still, if there was running water, that's still very cold. I'd put my beers tied in a bag, tied to a tree in that running water. And that's where they would live overnight. And the next day I would have ice cold beer. It's great.
Yeah, because nobody wants to drink warm beer. Let's be honest, it tastes well.
Even in the apocalypse, I don't want a warm beer. Only these Southerners want warm beer. Make a solar dehydrator for using old window and insulated wooden box. I want to try the solar oven. That's a really cool idea as well. The solar oven. Be interesting to
What's
try.
the time on those things? Because I've seen some videos, but I haven't really looked into like time in cooking. Does it depend on temperature?
No idea. It's why I want to try it. I couldn't honestly advise. I've never tried it, so.
Besides, we don't exactly get a lot of sun in the UK, so what's the point getting one?
Well, I don't know about that, because from March to about October, we do get a decent amount of sun until the clocks, draw
I'm going to take the biggest risk I've ever done alive. I'm going to have to leave you guys for 2 minutes, so you guys carry on talking. Evil Girl will keep an eye on the chat. I will literally be back in 2 minutes, all right?
No worries.
That's fine.
So, Phil, I was going to ask you as well about being a vegetarian. Do you ever consider going back to eating meat? Or is it something that you're 100% set on because you've been doing it for so many years?
No, I'm stubborn. I've done it since I was 12 and I'm a long way past 12. And that's me now. That's part of my identity, as well as being a prepper is part of my identity. There's no turning back. Once you've gone on a course, that's it. I'm not branching and forking out because I'm stubborn.
Yeah. And do ever members of your family partake, or is it just normal?
No, my wife is French and she's a pure carnivore. And when I met her family, they're all carnivores and they couldn't understand. So they wanted to give me the vegetables that was cooked around the chicken in the gravy, and that was a no. And then they wanted to give me like ham, and because that's not considered meat, and that was no. And then they said, well, what about crepes? And I said, je déteste les crêpes. And then that was panic stations. But what does he eat? So then we went shopping. So yeah, no, I don't eat meat, and I'm not afraid to say it. And if you don't like it, tough luck. But that's your choice. You eat meat, and that's great. And just, I'm not going to eat it unless it's SHTF, and then, yeah, that's all bets are off.
That's fair enough. I mean, I had a cousin. She would watch things like I'm a Celebrity. When they do those like food and drink challenges where they got to eat all the squished up bugs and all that. She was a vegetarian. Even seeing people eat things like that, not only would it make her like feel nauseous, but but want to spew and things like that. But I was wondering if you're at the dinner table with meat eaters,
No.
does that make you nauseous?
Now, I'm a minority and I have to deal with that. And like, I live in Scotland as an Englishman and I'm a minority. And when there's England versus someone, I have to be aware that I'm in Scotland. So when you're a minority, you have to be careful. And so I'm careful, and it is what it is.
Could you imagine that? Phil standing up, come on, England. There's a Scotsman around him.
Yeah.
Then you get a can of iron brew thrown at you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, how to piss off all your neighbours and pee off people. No, you want to build a network of allies who you don't want to annoy everyone, do you? So yes, you'll annoy people anyway, but you don't try to.
Is there certain vegetables you don't like? Because I know for me, the same way that some vegetarians feel about the smell of meat, that they get sick, I feel the same about sprouts. I smell them and I feel grossed out.
I think we are so far off topic. We're in another
Sorry,
stratosphere.
I was just trying to fill in. I find it interesting.
Let's
Bring
fill
us
in
back.
with
Re-listen.
Well, Mike, you did say come on and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Re-listen, Mike. Re-listen.
On topic. No,
We are on topic.
I'll have to reel you in anyway because I am going to be ending it very shortly because I've got stuff that needs sorting out. So
right, so let's get to the focus then. Money saving. Have you got any readouts that you can do that will help our listeners?
No, this is why I was getting it from the comments. I mean, there's loads of great advice in the money saving thing in Discord and stuff like that. I'm the last person you ever want to listen to for any monetary advice. I am broke 99% of the time. So I come on here to get the advice, Phil, not to give it.
Okay, so money saving advice. Let's go around then. Have you got any, Paul?
Yep. I do this on a monthly thing. I will go round the shops in the local town, the food shops, and like B&M and whatnot, Lidl's, such and such, pound stretcher, all the low quality shops, so to speak, that sell tin stuff, packeted stuff and whatnot, and then get some. As an example, I spent about £1.40, £1.50, and ended up with somewhere like 20 to 30 packs of freeze-dried noodles that were a little bit past their best before date. So I just put them in the vacuum sealer. Sorted. So they will keep for a hell of a long time longer.
Good chat.
There you go.
I'm an advocate for lists, so if it's not on the list, I'm not going to buy it unless I'm feeling rich. Then sometimes, well, maybe. And if it's on offer, obviously I'll buy it because it is what it is. So yeah, lists. Go into a shop with a list and
Don't shop hungry as well on that same front.
yes. Well, that's it.
Never go shopping on an empty stomach. Lists, I like that one. Jake, have you got anything to add before we go?
Yeah, I mean, I keep it simple, mate. I basically try to eat the same things every single day, so I know what the price will come to. Now, that isn't always a guarantee, so I'll keep with things like my oatmeal, my eggs, my Greek yogurt, my chicken and rice, so I know exactly what I need, when I need it, and I'll buy like 3 or 4 of those at a time because they're fresher foods. Well, oatmeal not so much, but the rest of it is fresher foods, so that's something I have to shop for on a regular. But then things that I use for like storage or backup would be things like my rice, my pasta and stuff like that. And then some tin food along the way. But it's getting expensive, man. Like I went in Greg's earlier and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to get myself something different today. So I was like, I'll get 2 pizzas and I'll buy a steak bake for me mum to bring home. And it was like £7. And I'm like, holy, like, I was like, what? It was like
Yeah.
£2.40 for a pizza. I had two of them. That's basically a £5. £2.10 for a steak bake. And I was
Mhm.
like, that is insane. I looked at it and I was thinking, that's 2 pieces of bread with some pepperoni on it and some pastry with some minced meat in it, or
Yeah.
chunks of steak in it. And I was thinking, like, how much I could actually buy if you know, in terms of food. I could eat off that for an entire day. And there I was in Greg's as a one-off. And you realize that people do this as a daily. They go in and do that as a daily
yeah.
for their
Oh, yeah.
work, with their coffee, whatever.
Them same people can't afford to prep, Jake. They can afford a takeaway once a week. They can afford to go and get the Costa coffee every single day, but they can't afford to prep.
They haven't looked at need versus want. They need to look at need.
That is it. But there's a set of questions you should ask yourself, right? I can't remember them. It's like, do I need it? Do I want it? Do I need it? Will it improve my life, or something like that? Before you make any purchase, I can't remember what it was on. It was on some stupid shopping thing, but yeah, you should assess everything.
I fall victim to
unless
that
unless it's on Mike's merch store, then you don't have to ask yourself any questions. Just get to the checkout as quickly as possible, enter your details, and order yourself an awesome hoodie.
And
Other than
Miss
that,
Worm would say on her Amazon links as well, obviously.
Amazon, all the books from Miss Worm's Amazon as well. Yeah.
We all fall victim to that, though, sometimes, right? We all fall victim to buying something that we don't need, we don't want, and we know this as well. Like, we say to ourselves beforehand. We go through that, like, preemptive, like, do I want it, don't I want it, for several days, and then you go, oh, fuck it, and you just get it, and then you think to yourself, why did I do that?
You know, I am quite the opposite, Jake. I literally convince myself not to get something all the time. It's like even the missus will go, "Oh, get it, go on. You've saved this money. Why don't you get it?" Sort of thing. You've wanted it for ages, and I'll be like, "Okay, yeah, I will." And I'll get all the way to the shop, and I'll be like, "Nah, I don't need it. I'll keep the money."
I'll think that I don't need it, and then I'll think, "Oh, it's Christmas soon, so it doesn't matter if I want it. I'll need it then."
You don't need it if somebody else is getting it. So
That's it.
Well, when we talk about needs, though, I think all your needs should be able to be written down on nothing more than a post-it note. So it should be like your tools, your food, your preps, your camping gear, your car, and basic things that you need, and then the necessities to carry on. Apart from that, everything else is kind of like just what you add on, you know, like the holidays and the fun times and the beers. That's all extra, you know. That can come and go.
yeah, but there's no extras left anymore for anyone because of the
Well, that's the
inflation
thing.
rate. So
Yeah,
holidays will be a thing of
when
the
is
past.
this budget coming? Do you know?
25th, I believe. Is it the 25th of November? 26th. Wednesday, the 26th of November.
Or something to
For
look.
what?
Okay.
That's when the new budget out is. That is the start of the financial collapse in the UK, Paul. Mark it in your diaries.
You wake up and everything's gone.
That's it.
I'm actually on holiday that week.
The 26th is my payday. So at least I know I'm going to get some money through before they tax me to death the day after. So
I'll be camping all week.
well, maybe you'll come back and that camping will be the preferred option by the time you get back to your house.
Isn't it some Black Friday or something around then as well, though, to help ease the pain?
Towards the end, help ease the pain or help you buy the stuff you don't need, Phil.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend.
And then there'll be these YouTubers that put videos out with top 10 lists on Black Friday and make you click on Amazon link. What bastards they are. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss mine.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of the online retailers have actually started their Black Friday deals and whatnot now.
It's ridiculous. Black Friday is supposed to be for generally it's made for actual retail, actually going out to the shops, in the shops. It's never been an online thing. That's what Cyber Monday was for after Black Friday. It's just been, we saw this craze all of a sudden where America was going nuts on Black Friday, fighting, and then it came over here, and I'm watching people fight over a CeeLo television in Asda. It's like, CeeLo, what the hell is CeeLo? We're fighting over the worst TV in the world because it's 200 quid. Turns out 6 months later, they're 200 quid anyway. And we've just gone nuts with it. It's absolutely ridiculous. But, you know, if they're going to reduce power banks by 50%, why, as preppers, shouldn't we make the most of it?
Yeah, the question is, do they come pre-charged as normal so we don't forget to charge them?
Had to. So look at that. I can't even get away when Brian and Andy's not here. Right.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you very much. Thank you very much in the audience. My awesome moderators, Miss Worm, of course, Evil Girl in there. I think Rift is in there as well. Steve was in there as well, moderating. So thank you to all of you guys, everyone that's took part. Thank you to my impromptu panel. Paul, any final thoughts and goodbyes for the peoples?
No, keep safe. Protect yourself with a carrot. What else was I going to say?
Yeah. First, obviously.
Save as much as you can, because on the 26th of this month, we're going to absolutely get butt screwed, butt fucked by the government again.
Lovely, lovely. I love how you started that with, I said, do you have any final things to say? And you said no, and then proceeded to say a lot of things. It was interesting. It's an interesting way of doing it. Jake, have you got any final thoughts and goodbyes for the people?
No, not really. Just thanks for having me on again, Mike. It's always a good laugh to come on, have a chat, and yeah, as an avid viewer, I enjoy the channel, and I'll go back and watch the rest of this stream, and hope everyone else after this did miss it like I did, goes back and watches it too.
Oh, it's just for the first 20 minutes is just me high speed rambling, Jake. You're in for a treat.
Well, that's me all over then, isn't it, Mike?
You weren't in at that point, so I could get that many words in. It was great.
Yeah.
And Phil, good to have you on here, Phil. It's
thank
good
you
to
for having me.
any final thoughts for the peoples?
With financial preps and planning, even when you haven't got any money really, I come to the quote of nothing is impossible, because even the word impossible says I'm possible. So there will be a way for you to financially prep, and you just have to find that way. So just find it.
Excellent. Great. Love that. That's a great
that's
way
good.
to
That's
end
good.
it.
I like that.
All I'm going to say now is goodbye. Thank you very much. And I will see you all in another video really soon.
Bye-bye.
Adios.